Okay, I thought I would post a sort of really, really brief concept of what I think is a better justice system. And it's like you gotta wrap your brain around this concept because it's completely different. First of all, you gotta um, wrap your brain around if you have a judge that's going to make up a decision for you got a 50-50 chance of knowing you're going to lose no matter whether you're guilty or innocent. It don't matter. You will never ever find justice as long as a judge or a group of judges, jury, are going to decide your fate. Why? Because they all come with a bias, and they will look at any evidence, they will look at anything you want to present to them and relate it to how it relates to their own personal life. For and there's so much insanity going on within our justice system. One of them is murder. This is one that I can never ever wrap my brain around. It's like if murder was the absolute worst possible thing you could do to another human being, then why is it sometimes it's okay to kill people? Because if it was the worst possible thing, you wouldn't be at war, because anybody that was at war and killing one person is guilty of murder and should be in jail. There is no justification for killing another human if it's the highest land. Everybody on this planet has the right to live. It's your God-given right to life. So if somebody takes that away from you, it's a crime, no matter what level it is. So what drives anybody to kill? From my perspective, the only thing is you're friggin' insane. There's something mentally wrong with you if you commit any type of murder. It's whether you know that it's a right or wrong thing to do. The fact that you did it is like, what reason do you justify killing another human being? There's something mentally wrong going on. Now, there also is another aspect that we're not relating to when it comes to murder. Is that okay? If I have a child and somebody comes and tortures, and I have to sit there and watch my child get tortured and then murdered and killed, guess what? I've lost my mind. That should be, if I go and kill anybody after that, guess what? I wasn't in my mind. I was mentally ill at the time, because your mental illness, your mental state is a little ill, caused by the events that you're experiencing. So the process for that is healing. You can't punish, because punishment doesn't heal, doesn't change that illness. It only perpetuates. It makes you think, oh, it's okay. They punish you, but it's still okay. It doesn't make any difference. You're teaching people how to be criminals, the way our justice system, this punishment type system. You want to look at the effects, the mental illness that causes anybody to create any type of crime. You look at this Rand. I mean, she was mentally ill. Somebody needed to fix her brain. But as long as all of society didn't see anything wrong with it, then she gets away with it. And she influences people. And you can influence people to act in a way that they do kill people. And that's what a corporate structure is all about. As soon as you form a corporation, you are no longer liable. You can kill people for a living and get away with it. That's how the pharmaceutical world are doing it. That's how, BP oil can poison and kill massive amounts of people and get away with it, and nobody goes to jail. Because there is no footprint right now with our current justice systems. You can't prove anybody did anything wrong. I'm kind of even looking at this one girl that's, I brought up the topic of who is sexually abusing in Hollywood, and I need to gain the facts. And it's like, yeah, how do you gain any type of facts about child sexual abuse? I mean, there are no witnesses, there's no evidence. So where does the evidence come from? You can never heal from that, and you'll never ever solve that type of social problem if you're waiting for the evidence to show up. So while I'm saying that any type of justice system cannot possibly find just decisions because of how we perceive everything, we don't know the difference between right and wrong right now. So here's a new concept. We do have to have some form of organization, and I think the similar thing that we've got right now would be something like a mediation. Mediation, the way it's set up right now, is so screwed up. I wouldn't go to any form of mediation the way it's set up now. But there is more information that at least can make a mediator be more effective at mediating. But that is more the structure that needs to happen instead of a justice system. And it does involve that Nash equilibrium concept where both parties win. So if you go into mediation, chances are there's only one person that's not happy, and the other person who's winning and doing damage, doesn't have a problem at all. He's winning. So when you go into this type of just system, it doesn't have to be two people are in disagreement. It only takes one. But as long as one person goes into there and says, hey, I got a problem, and it involves this person, and this person. The person that has the problem is the person that has the right to call in everybody he has a problem with. And everybody has to show up at those meetings. And what ultimately would happen in that situation, this is something we cannot wrap our brains around yet, but if you can comprehend something you can't comprehend yet, it is possible that all parties that enter into a negotiation like that come out the winners. There are no losers. And even the ones that are winning and they don't really want to come into a meeting like that, they have no problem. If they entered into that and the problem was solved, they actually win more than what they think. They think that they're winning, but they actually win twice as much as what they think they would win. So that is sort of a really, really brief form of a new type of justice system. It just takes one person to say, hey, I got a problem, and you call them in. And nobody leaves until it's settled. There is a process. It may not, I mean, you can't leave, but I mean, you are involved. You have to be invested in it. If we had a society that says, somebody called you in, it's a matter of being excited about being called in, because if you get called into there, you win something. Everybody wins when they come out of a process like that. Now, the way you can kind of understand that is if you were in a small family environment. If one member of the family has a problem, the whole family has the problem. So in order to heal one member of the family, the whole family ends up healing, and ultimately the whole family gets stronger and healthier and happier and experiences a hell of a lot more love. Where we cannot see how that is possible is because we've never, ever, ever had a peace table. We only know how to have wars, but we don't know how to have peace tables. We perceive that we are right and the enemy is wrong, but we're not really understanding that the enemy is looking at you exactly in the same way, where they think that they're right and you're dead wrong. If two opposing sides both think each other are wrong, who's right? I mean, just think about it. If you ever get into an argument, do you ever think that you are the one that's wrong? Or do you always enter into the argument thinking you're the one that's right? Both sides always think they're right. Clearly, both sides are wrong. It's, if you knew, if both sides actually could admit they're wrong, then you can find out what you're right about. So there's a little tiny introduction of a new possible justice system. But as soon as you say, I gotta watch my words, right away, I know you'll never find justice, because words mean different things to different people and different experiences. It will create a different perspective, and perception creates reality. So there's no way in hell you'll get one word meaning the same for everybody. Um, Put a judge, and I don't care whether you get 20 people in your community, 20, the whole friggin' world's wrong. So does that mean that the whole world knows something right? Look at it, it's all falling apart. Who knows anything right now? So it doesn't matter how big your group is. I've had that pointed at me as, well, everybody's saying you're crazy, and it's like, okay, does that mean that I'm crazy just because the majority of people think I'm crazy? Look at the world right now. I kind of think maybe the world is crazy and maybe I'm the only sane one in the room. So, but I mean, you can easily fall into that bullshit because the majority has an opinion. But just because the majority is wrong doesn't mean that they're right. Anyways, I strongly, strongly, strongly believe never make a complaint unless you offer the solution. So while I do make a lot of complaints about the justice system, I do offer a solution. I've done an awful lot of research. For those of you who think that I'm looking for answers, I ain't looking for no answers. Found all of the answers that I wanted to find out. Everything that I wanted to know, I've been able to prove and find it because we speak in science, we speak in mathematics. I had to find the scientific evidence that proved everything that I wanted to prove. But now the challenge is, how do you get people to understand this? How do you communicate this so everybody would see something completely different? And it does boil down to, it's all tied into belief systems. Everybody's got a belief system. Everybody's belief system is different than everybody else's belief. And there's different levels of truth. It's like, okay, you find out, oh, that was a lie. And as soon as you discover one lie, you think you know truth now. And it's like, no, that lie was attached to a million other lies. So once you unfold that one lie, trust there's going to be a million other lies there. So it's like, you found out there was a lie about a justice system. You found out there was a lie about the medical system. You found out there was a lie about the banking system. A lie about our wars. All of that means everything is a lie. There's nothing true that you know yet. Even Bibles is a lie. It's let go of. The best way to start this whole shit, this whole new game, is saying, okay, everything I believe to be true is completely dead wrong. And if you can let go of that and open into something new, then it's more of realizing that your reality is created based on your belief systems. And I have a belief system, and somebody else will have a belief system. So if it all is about belief system, it's not about whose belief is actually right. It's about, why would you want to believe that? People want to believe in aliens, and it's like, why would you want to believe in aliens? Because it's only a matter of, if the majority believes in aliens, guess what? Poof, that's reality. That's how reality is created. We all globally believe there's a sky, so then there's a sky. We all believe a rock is solid. Not exactly true, because nothing's solid. If you really look at the quantum physics of it all, no two particles are actually touching, so nothing's actually solid. It's our belief systems that create a rock to be solid. And that's a really wild thing, but that really gives you the level of how much you've got to let go of your belief systems. Because if you believe a rock is solid, how do you let go of knowing, oh, a rock isn't as solid as I think it is? So, when I look at, why would people want to believe in aliens, and you kind of look at what they all have in common, they're all looking for somebody to save them. And it's like, that ain't the deal. You're supposed to save yourself. Because if you're looking for somebody to save you, that's the game that's been playing for thousands of years. How long you want to wait? Nobody's showing up. So it's like, let go of that one and just start saving yourself. No Jesus, no God, no alien is ever going to come and save you. So, it's a matter of, why would you want to believe something that has never ever happened before? And there's way too many people that will not believe in that, and it is like majority